Hey everyone, welcome to your free video. So pretty exciting week until Friday, just kind of back and forth, real sloppy like, and I imagine this is going to be something that we'll probably have into December. I am expecting a pullback in December. This right here is your NASDAQ up at the top. It's pretty much kind of one of these things where I'm looking at put call ratio, skew, and what the market has actually done. So we've had a nasty pullback, but generally just kind of resolving higher. We've seen this here, we've seen it here, and we saw it here right after the dip in January and February. Hedge funds were hedging down here. Sorry, I drew the box pink, not here. Buying up everything, and we pushed off all the way from March into August, and then right at the September, right, this was August, September, these are the Tesla trades. These were a lot of the really good Zoom calls. And so one thing to look at now is this pink box right in the middle of this next one here in the top right corner. I can clear those out, but really I just want to point out that here we are below the 10-point moving average right there, and I think this is where we start to think about, hey, there's just going to be a lot of chop, but at some point we'll probably make a correction, and really 11,400 in the NASDAQ or 11,000 in the NASDAQ makes sense. Looks like we really haven't busted through these two levels here, so we know that there's support, and so I'm keeping an eye out for that. I want to keep my eye out, and so what I did was I'm hedged up with some NDX bearish butterflies. I'm prepared for a continuation higher in some of my favorite names like Carvana, PayPal, Nvidia on the pullback. And if we can get some more movement, maybe giving Zoom another shot. It looks like AMD might hold 85 and could continue higher. There's just setups forming out of a very nasty and quite perturbing 2 weeks, not including this week. This week was a lot easier, a lot better. But there are still some that are acting up, and they're not my favorite. So Zoom, Beyond Meat, Roku's kind of weird. Gold traded weird. Took some good profits in gold. We're going to keep this one on for a short, even though it was hardly up today. It really spent the majority of the week down into lower lows from the beginning of November. So I'm keeping an eye on that, and I probably want to buy some more, just kind of zooming out on the daily chart on this left-hand side. I know that we have a huge gap to the downside, which we might start running towards here at the end of the year. If you just kind of consider May, June, July, big gap up, gold 200 GLD, pulling back a little bit more. I think we fill the gap right back down to the 200 simple, about 160, 170. And it could get worse from there, but gold is fickle. Gold is a tough one to trade. It's very back and forth. So I prefer the conservative conservative profit targets, if I could speak, on trading GLD or just gold futures. So I think there's a lot to look at on Monday and Tuesday. It makes sense to continue to push higher, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be some volatility involved. And so the two principles that I'm really focusing on right now for successful trading, as always, but really always remembering it, is not over positioning and looking for clean setups. And with that said, I will see you in the next free update.